What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space and I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be here for another day. It is February 19th, 2026, and it is a wonderful, wonderful day here in the deepest part of South that you'll ever see in the great state of Mississippi. Have a wonderful conversation for you today. So while I'm waiting for individuals to join, I'm also going through my system checks to ensure that you guys can hear and see me clearly on all social media platforms. Um, that would be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and there was one other one. Anyway, all social media platforms. We're locked in on all social media platforms. So, if in fact you will, at this moment, take your time to share the live. That's right. That's right. Audience participation and engagement is a must. It's a plus. And I appreciate you taking a little bit of time and hitting that share button and making sure that all of your friends are locked in and paying attention to what we're talking about. I need artist participation. I need engagement. I need all of you to share, respond, converse, ask questions as we dig off into different talk topics, things that we have going on the show. You're here on Industry Talk on the Primetime Network. I am Big G, your host, our resident comedian and host. Co-host will be here in just a little bit. Main man, Jarrell Braswell. I'm sure he's taking care of some things out there in Augusta, Georgia. Braswell's been on the road ripping and running um, with our partner Bubba Dub. They've been getting it in, going across the country, state to state, city to city, comedy club to comedy club, and have been putting in that work. I mean, really putting in that work. So you all must understand we've been doing a deep dive into the life on the move of a comedian, Jarrell Braswell, where he joins us every day and he talks to us about what's going on with his life, what's going on in the industry, how the moves that he's making are um, stepping stones to where he wants to be with his career in this comedy lane, in this genre, in this space. And you get an opportunity as an artist, as a talent, as a comedian or a singer, um, production, whatever the case may be, whatever lane or vertical you're in, you get an opportunity to see firsthand through the eyes of someone in the industry at the top of their game and steady climbing what types of work they have to put in to get to where they are functionally. The physical rigors of traveling every weekend, um, going away from your family, being on the road, getting on stage, meeting and greeting new folks in every city, and doing your best to perform at a high level, whether you're sick, whether you're going through tragedy, whether there's trauma, whatever the case may be, you're still out there on the road taking care of your business because this is your passion, this is what you love to do. This is what fuels you. So I appreciate that opportunity that we have speaking with and talking with Jarrell Braswell on a regular and consistent basis to give you guys some insight on how it goes in the game. Big shout out to everyone who has joined the live, everyone that participates, all of our friends and family that lock in with us. Without you, there is no show. So I appreciate all of you for joining me, whether it's during our live at 5 segment or if you follow us up at a later date and later time. Thank you. And make sure that you share, very important, make sure you share the information as we move this thing along, going through 2026. Now, today, we're diving into something deeper than contracts, charts, and clout. We're talking about culture, because whether we admit it or not, culture is the engine that drives the industry. Culture decides what's hot. Culture decides what's trends. Culture decides what sells. So before a record label invests $1, before a brand or sponsor deal, before a platform pushes an algorithm, culture has already made the decision. That's how it moves. That's how it shakes. So think about it. Hip hop didn't start in a boardroom. It started in the neighborhood. Fashion didn't start on runways. It started in communities. Slang, sound, style, storytelling, it all begins with people expressing their reality. And then at some point in time, the industry finds a way to kind of catch up. It's never ahead of the game. It just catches up. It holds on to the coattail of culture. Culture is influence. Culture is currency. Culture is power. When the culture shifts, the industry has to adjust. When the culture demands authenticity, the fake fades away. When the culture demands accountability, brands scramble to reposition. That's the power of what culture brings to the table. We've seen it happen over and over and over again, from the streaming revolution to independent artists owning their own masters, from podcasting changing media to social media turning everyday voices into global platforms. The question is, are we really shaping the culture, or is the culture shaping us? And even deeper, when the industry profits from culture, who really benefits? The creators or the corporations? So today, we're unpacking it all. We're going to jump off into those conversations. We're going to jump off into these arguments, because if you're an artist, an entrepreneur, a content creator, a brand builder, understanding culture isn't optional. It's really about survival. So make sure you tap in, lock in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all know what it is, man. It's industry talk. We're going to get into it today, and we're breaking down how culture influences the landscape of the industry. It's your main man, Big G. And if you have not subscribed to Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime, hey, man, this love is for you. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. right now over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us, because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Prime Time. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Lock in with Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Prime Time on all social media platforms. You're here with me on Industry Talk. I am your host, Big G. And today we're going to have a wonderful discussion about the industry, about things that are going on in the industry. Culture. That's the hinge point. That's the narrative. That's the theme. And without culture, or individuals that abuse the culture, what ends up being the results? What comes of it? We will be joined here in just a little bit with our resident co-host, comedian Jarrell Braswell, to go off into conversation. But in news today, entertainment news, while we're waiting for my good friend to join us here in just a little bit. According to Hot New Hip Hop, the reports that Meek Mill is sounding the alarm on what he calls today's overproduced bubblegum rap. With the release of No Meaning, Meek makes it clear that he's not a fan of watered down commercialized records that lack depth, pain, or purpose. His stance is that hip hop should reflect real experiences, not just catchy hooks engineered for algorithms. Now, that's his take on what's going on in the industry. And of course, you know, as we build this thing up, and I give you some more of these points about individuals who have weighed in with their own opinion about the world of hip hop today, you have to always go back and remember what some of these same individuals were rapping about or talking about in lieu of what they're talking about present day. And it's not a matter of whether if I'm a fan of any of these individuals, if I even partake in listening to their music, but obviously these sources or these outlets or these magazines have given them the platform to make these comments, and you still have to bring to question what types of music are you making? Because everyone wants to be subjective when it comes to how they feel the landscape of the artistry should be. So you have to ask a very pertinent question. What is your resume? What types of music have you been making that have influenced the culture in a positive way? Not just what sounds good or what's going to make you some money, in a positive way. What is the tenor of your music when you push it to the public? Are you talking about sex, drugs, rock and roll? Or do you have a spiritual message and you're conveying what it is that needs to be talked about as it relates to moving a culture in true and positive form and fashion? before you make statements. You have to reflect. Or do we give people a pass in terms of saying, okay, they've matured enough to understand that this is what I need to be talking about at this point in my life? So if that's the case, how can you look back and cast a stone towards something or someone based on what you've grown out of, when in fact you may have been in that same position at one point in your life? So the way you word it, the way you talk about it, the way you present it to the world, because you're on the world platform, has to be in such a manner that you're not recusing or you're not chastising or lambasting an individual because of how they are in the moment. In the moment. Because if you don't know this individual, you don't know what they've gone through, you don't know their life, how would you know that it's trash music or it's bubblegum rap or it's that might be what that artist is going through and is experiencing within that moment and in that time? Everyone has to develop and mature in their artistry, in their talent. They're growing. So if you're not extending a hand to individuals to help them develop as an artist, then sometimes your criticism falls on deaf ears. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying it falls on deaf ears. Because the youngsters these days that are making the quote unquote bubblegum rap, and these aren't my words, so don't use it against me, they aren't trying to hear that. They're going to continue to do what they're doing until you show them that there's a better way, or there's a better methodology, or here's a more sensible approach to how you're going to form and preserve and present our culture. Also, in hot new hip hop, The Game taking a bold position, calling current hip hop trash, and confidently placing himself among the best MCs to ever touch the mic. Known for his lyrical intensity and West Coast dominance, The Game argues that authenticity and bars have taken a backseat in today's industry and climate. And he may have a point. It may be true. I definitely put The Game up there when it comes to his legacy in the field of hip hop, to be one of the best to have ever done it and still doing it lyrically. His West Coast style and flavor is true to his own. It is him uniquely. But there again, what he may consider trash as an elder statesman in the game, the younger generation may look at, some of those same artists as top tier. And because they are, there's an age gap in terms of what they're listening to and what you're talking about being a mature artist at this point, kind of has to balance out when it comes to what is trash and what is something that a younger generation may want to listen to. Something to consider before we turn a blind eye to the generations that are coming up from under us. Because that's in the past. Time still moves forward. And if we're thinking that our opinions are going to change the mindset of the younger generations based on what it is that they like, then our cultural influence has to weigh in from a different perspective outside of just pointing the finger and telling them that they're wrong. So, as we move through this segment, as we move through this conversation, I have one more point that I'm going to bring to the table, and it's kind of relative as it relates to individuals who have capitalized off of exactly what they are demeaning at this point. Because you can view it however you want to view it. I'm just putting the words together for you. The Source magazine reports that Boosie Badass is pushing back against the growing fuck the streets messaging in hip hop culture. Boosie challenges artists who reject street narratives publicly, but built their careers on them. His message centers around accountability. If the streets made you, don't rewrite history when it becomes convenient. Because far too often, some of the same artists that have made millions of dollars off of the culture, off of creating the sway of the culture, the night scene, the street life, and all the elements that fall within that, from busting down bricks to sipping on lean and popping pills, the exploitation of females. The list goes on and on and on. Boosie's point is the fact that you use these same caveats within your music to ignite and incite pleasure and joy and get folks hyped up about your music, as though this was the life that you're living or a life that you were living. The fact that you've matured out of that element or out of that space, and you're seeing things differently because you, as an artist in your later years, now have kids that you're taking care of or grandkids, and you're seeing the senseless violence that has been blanketed across city to city within the streets because of, quote unquote, what they say the music has been ingesting or pouring into them. So now we're going back to that old adage, the music is the issue. That's what's controlling your mind. That is what's teaching your kids. Sounds a little foolish, but at least that's what it rolls back to, because you're stating that the music is what made me do it. I listened to this song and such said, go pop a pill and drink fifth and sip some lean, and well, hell, that's what I decided to do. So the music has control over your mental capabilities, processing thoughts logically, considering what it is that you need to do within your life to keep yourself safe. So you decide, hey, this music is my directive. An uneducated mind, yes, may fall for that. Definitely. I get it. But someone that has been trained, a kid that has purpose, a kid that has opportunity through, and I'm not putting it on where you are, where you stay, none of that. That has nothing to do with it, because um, people in impoverished situations have found themselves coming out of those situations through their efforts, getting their education, staying disciplined on their tasks that they want to complete and accomplish in their lives. And yes, education may not necessarily be for everyone. So they go to a trade school, or they go to the military, or they go get a job early on and stay disciplined and committed to that and live what one would consider a noble and honorable life. So my question is, are we putting the onus of everything that comes through the music onto the backs of the people? That's what the problem is. It's the music. Man, let me get off this soapbox. I'm just rambling while I'm sitting here waiting for my man. Let me go check these lines. Let me go see if who's tuned in today. Big shout out to everyone that has joined the live. What's going on, Brother Shaw? Appreciate you, man, for joining the live. Coming out of Dallas, the DFW area. And Brother Shaw says this happens a lot in music as the artists get older. They treat the new upcoming music as if it's trash. Now with Boosie, he knows how to push the algorithm to keep people locked in. Sometimes I don't think bro believes half the things he is saying. Okay. All right. Now, if that's the case, and you don't believe half the stuff that you're saying, you just moving the algorithm, you're just doing what it takes to get, as they say, sound bites for likes, tricks for clicks. What's going on, Trey Coleon, Hussein Allah, number 3. What's going on? Welcome to the live. So if that's the case, if that's what we're doing, are we hurting the movement? Are we hurting the culture? Are we hurting our people by pushing out false or misleading information or narrative just to get folks hyped up about something? And you might not necessarily, because, okay, like being a brand ambassador, right? We get approached by different sponsor opportunities to see if, in fact, we would want to push their brands over our networks. And sometimes it's transactional, and you run commercial advertisements as need be. I get that. But then there are products that they want you to represent as though this is something that you use. Hold on just a second, y'all. Hello. Hello. Uh-oh. Didn't go through. Didn't mean to take the phone call during the live, but I will call them back here shortly. But there are some brands that want you to represent their product as though it is something that you are secure and sure about, and they want you to push that onto your public, onto your or into your ecosystem, into your digital network, because they're trying to figure out how to get to your consumer base. A lot of folks don't realize that. People think that, oh man, you got millions of friends, millions of followers, millions of this, that, and the other, that you're actually tapping into those resources. No, that's not true. That's there's a there's a level of how far that goes. Paid advertisement. You got to pay to play in this game. But if you have a true base of individuals that follow and share and that collective support is there within your network and they can see that that algorithm shifts and moves with you, then they want to begin to push their narrative through your ecosystem, through your digital footprint to gain access to your friends and members, not just people that are subscribed to you, but individuals that are tied into them and their networks, because they know that if those individuals believe in you and you believe in their product, then there's a slight possibility, there's an increased chance that their fan base will also buy into that product. So if I don't like Coca-Cola, which I don't drink Coca-Cola, not saying I don't, I'm just saying I don't drink Coca-Cola, then I can't sit there and put a can of Coca-Cola in front of you guys and take a sip of Coca-Cola as though I enjoy Coca-Cola. As a matter of fact, I enjoy water, Alkaline Life water, and it's distributed by my good friend out of Atlanta in Stone Mountain. It's the Blue Bottles, Malcolm Crittenden and Sherman Johnson, very good friends of mine. We are a wholesale distributor of Alkaline Life water here in Mississippi. If you need to get locked in with the water, I'd be more than happy to assist you. If you want to become a distributor of Alkaline Life water in your city, we can also make that happen. Now, that wasn't a shameless plug. That was just the truth. I enjoy drinking water. So it was easy for us to form a partnership with Alkaline Life water. And Brother Shaw says nothing wrong with getting your money. Everyone has to eat. And yes, you can destroy the culture by making your audience feed into the things they don't really need. But this is a business, and business has no emotional connection to culture. And he is 100% correct. Or as they say nowadays, 1,000% correct, Brother Shaw. That last part there, business, this is business. And business has no emotional connection to culture. They're just trying to figure out how to collect those coins off of the backs of individuals who can be duped into believing that this instant gratification is the way. So, let me call JB and see what's going on with Jay Bizzle, because normally he would be locked in with me by now. So he may be caught up with his grandbaby. Let me see what's going on with JB if I can't get him on today. JB, what's the word with it?
Get ready to jump on.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. See you shortly. So I know JB's been kind of busy since he's gotten back to the house after the show. But that was just a little bit of the conversation for today. The real Elijah Hawkins, the real Elijah Hawkins has joined. What's going on, Elijah? Good to see you on the live. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys go follow the real Elijah Hawkins. Phenomenal young talent, artist, designer, creator. When you go to her page, you'll know what I'm talking about. Elijah has created, I want to say QR code, not QR codes, but designs to where it's, holographic or hologram hidden Easter egg designs within um, her signature. So if you scan her signature like a QR code, it opens up another world. It opens up a design. It opens up a picture or a video, and she's mastered that whole technique and process and has been traveling all over, getting her word out about what it is that she does. And she's definitely on top of the game when it comes to what she's doing. What'd she say? Elijah say, don't trust Mark Zuckerberg's. One day real humans are going to want their trademarks time-stamped past all his lawsuits. She made it past all of his spam scams. And she's glad she's doing her own app as well. She said Zuckerberg tried to undervalue our community. She's an inventor of the handwritten augmented reality autograph. Yes, she is. It's bigger than a QR code. It's biometrically secure through blockchain. And yes, definitely. Her name is a trademark. Yes, my name is a trademark. Mark, gotcha. Good deal. And that is the real Elijah Hawkins. Make sure you guys tap in with Elijah. She's got some awesome stuff going on right now. Thank you for joining the live. Jarrell will be with us in just a moment to get into discussion about what we're talking about today as it relates to culture. Some comments that have been made, and been put out there over the airwaves. And of course, I just got some concerns, because you have a lot of individuals that have made a lot of money off of the backs of the culture, of the people, off the people. And, now they're saying that the music present day isn't worth a damn. They say it's not worth a damn. It's not a matter of whether I agree or disagree, because I do listen to hip hop. I listen to rap. But I'm older. You have to understand, at my age, my type of music is way different than what some of the younger women and men are listening to present day. I've come up listening to Dizzy Gillespie and Chuck Mangione, Miles Davis and Marvin Gaye, Stylistics, and that was my music coming up as a youngster, and then when it evolved into the hip hop scene, so to speak, we all listened to what was out there or what we had access to. But coming out of the South, yes, of course we know Curtis Blow and Kool Herc and LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee and all of those guys from that era. We heard them, we listened to them, but here in the South, it was more along the lines of coming out of Mississippi, David Banner and Kamikaze, Outkast and Goody Mob, Master P was big, Cash Money was big, just music as things evolved and what you kind of regionally paid attention to, Pimp C, UGK, Swisher House, Jay Prince, those guys, Jermaine Dupri and his crew. These are things, that we paid attention to, but it's not like we trashed the music. And at the same time, they had so many different sanctions, and barriers that these guys had to break through in order for that free speech to be allowed. Uncle Luke coming out of Florida. And of course, these guys made it all the way to the Supreme Court to discuss free speech in music and what should be allowed, and what can be allowed in your music. David Banner's on a panel along with Master P and others discussing free speech and how music at one point, is going to be used basically against us, but is it artistry? Are you taking my words and telling me that what I'm saying in my music is so detrimental to the people that you're going to restrict my First Amendment rights? So I can't have that artist. I can't be an artist and express myself without repercussions. So that's some of the debate, some of the talk. And I think I just heard JB come into the session. So let me bring JB onto the platform. A man that needs no introduction, our good friend and resident comedian here on Industry Talk, my partner, my player partner, Jarrell Braswell. What's going on, JB?
What's happening, man? What's happening?
Man, everything is lovely, man. Everything is lovely, and welcome to the live, man. We've been going in a little bit with some talk topic today about the culture, about hip hop, the state of hip hop, and things that are going on right now. But before I move forward, hold on a second. Before I even get deep off into it, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. Shit, just came from in the hive, man. Had my damn grandbaby, lost track of damn time. I'm in there watching I'm in there watching cartoons and shit, playing with him.
Yeah, man. I know you're busy, man. I know you got your baby with you, and I appreciate you for joining the live. Man, I heard something. I think I saw something in reference to, I think it's a peace board. Trump has formed a peace board. They had an inaugural session of a peace board, and they're looking to give over $10 billion to Gaza, to the Gaza area, for whatever it is that they've caused. You're a part of the problem, but you're gonna throw $10 billion at trying to rectify and resolve the issue.
That's how they do it. You can throw the $10 billion over here and fix the problem we got over here with the veterans. Shit.
Okay.
Just off of Gaza. That's just me though. But they don't want to make me the president. I told them make me president. I done been poor. I done been goddamn middle class. I ain't been rich, but I done been goddamn a little bit. But goddamn, man, this shit crazy. But see, they voted that motherfucker in, and you reap what you sow. So you can't blame that shit on no Democrats. You know what I'm saying? It's all the red.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Let me go back into this right quick because Shaw has a very good point. He says, now we're not going to let Meek Mill or the game slide because they both have had music. They both have had music that artists came before them that, that turned the good music into pain and hate and street and war anthems and the whole nine yards.
Especially Meek Mill screaming at.
Okay. So it's kind of hard to, take their statements with a grain of salt when in fact they actually actively participated in some of
the bullshit. Yeah.
Okay.
The bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why none of these rappers, these niggas ain't out here advocating. They ain't out here teaching financial literacy. They ain't out here teaching health and nutrition. None of that shit. They worry about who got the biggest rollie and who got damn fucking on the same bitches. Fuck them rappers. And they don't want to see me in no boxing match because they can't have no gun. I beat the shit out of one of them. Niggas can't fight.
Right.
They don't want to see that though.
Yeah, Shaw said DJ Kool Herc had all the elements of hip hop.
Yeah.
He said, I've got a graffiti background as well as a marketing background. I'm here for the conversation. Yes, indeed. Awesome. We sure appreciate it, Shaw. So he's understanding where we're coming from, and I'm just
Yeah,
asking the question, because the industry just looks at it as business. He also made that
yeah,
statement earlier. And if you're just looking at it for the business side of it, you don't give a damn about the culture.
exactly. Shouldn't be in
So
the den. You
now the
heard it.
record labels and some of these same individuals who have participated with these record labels have pushed out some of this same quote unquote music, and I don't want to say garbage or trash, but music, because I want to respect everybody's space when it comes to their artistry.
I ain't
But
gonna say
they've
material.
essentially
I ain't gonna
pushed
say
out
music. I call it material.
material. Okay, so pushed out some of this same material, and now want to come back and say, "Hey, man, this bubblegum music or this trash that I'm hearing." These are two different statements. The Game made the statement, and
Mm-hmm.
McNeil made the statement that this is the type of music that is being pushed on the culture right now, and they don't like it.
Yeah,
Basically,
they part of it.
right, right, right. And I'm not taking nothing away from any of them. I'm not, because you know me personally,
Yeah,
JB.
nah,
I
nah.
it's if I'm in the office, I'm not listening to music. I'm working. It's not like I put on stuff and like, ooh, I'm into this type of music. No, I
But I'm just
actually,
saying, the Game and Meek Mill ain't nobody. I'd be like, man, go put on some Meek Mill or go put on the Game. So I ain't.
right,
So I'm like, what these niggas talking about? Nobody press to hear y'all niggas. Then the Game, every time he do a
uh-huh,
freestyle, he do the same goddamn freestyle. White rules, right? Some everything white this, white that. So I'm like, man, shut
right.
your ass up too.
Yes,
You know what I'm
indeed.
saying?
Yes, indeed. Everybody, welcome to the live,
Same
Bambino.
nigga at Diddy parties.
That's
Same
right.
niggas at
Welcome to the
Diddy
live.
parties. So I ain't
Yes,
trying to hear.
indeed. Not the Diddy party. No, oh man, how you gonna bring the Diddy party? We wasn't even talking about. We were talking
Well,
about
shit,
the state of
they
hip
there?
hop.
Well, they there too. Shit, that's hurting hip hop.
Yeah.
They them the same niggas that did it
Well,
for.
Meek, what was Meek signed to Diddy at one time?
Well, Rick Ross might as well been signed to Diddy. Shit,
Okay,
all
with
the,
that
all,
with Maybach Music.
mm-hmm.
Okay, that's right. I kind of forgot that because I'm sitting on other side of the table because I deal with with Unc. I deal
Yeah,
with the real for real Ricky Ross. So I don't even
the real,
consider
yeah, the fat
William
one.
Roberts. Yeah, I don't even deal with William Roberts in terms of what he's done, his legacy. I already knew that whole facade was fake, right?
Yeah,
Not saying what he may have done in his life was fake. I'm saying that whole element of who you're trying to
yeah,
portray, as an individual artist and saying what you've done, you've stolen the identity of a whole different individual who really has done that.
yeah. He was on
You
the other
know,
side. He was the other side. He was the police.
exactly. He was a correctional officer, but
Yeah,
I'm
he was the
not.
police.
I'm not one to bring that up. I'm just saying that
I'm just
that's
saying. I'm just bringing up the history shit. I like Rick
yeah, it's
Ross. Shit. I,
real. It's
yeah,
real.
I
It's
like.
real.
I'm being 100 because nigga bring my
Yeah.
shit over. That nigga wasn't no comedian first. He was a killer. They got that
Right.
right. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
Right.
and I tried to hide that part.
Yeah.
I don't try to beat my chest about that shit. 'Cause that shit bothered me. Being a killer.
Okay. Right. Well, hey man, you signed up for it.
Yeah, you right,
You
but
know. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But you did it for the government. So
yeah.
that it was what they say that makes it okay.
I reckon.
Okay, man. Look, we're gonna get into you a little bit. We're gonna jump off into some conversation about you right quick because you've been ripping and running. I talked earlier, opening monologue about having an opportunity to sitting down and speaking with Jarrell Braswell as he moves through this comedy space from 2025 into 2026. You guys have been doing some amazing things.
Oh yeah.
You guys have been hitting every comedy club across the country, from Zanies, Laugh Factory, Funny Bone, the
Comedy
DC Comedy
Zone.
Loft.
Yeah, Comedy
Yeah,
Zone, the improvs. Shit, you
that's right.
name
The
them.
improvs.
You name them.
So when you're getting an opportunity to step off into these spaces, because a lot of comedians, they're just local or regional, and they're doing, the nightclubs and still trying to figure their way out of that element and get into that fast lane of doing bigger shows, or bigger venues, larger or more reputable venues when it comes to comedy, right? How does that resonate in your mind about where you've been and everything that you've gone through to get to where you are right now in that space?
Man, shit, just be able to be in the space is one thing, but being able to maintain and handle it is another. You know, a lot of
Okay.
people say they ready for the spotlight that I'm in, man. I just sit back and tell myself, man, shit, I just sit back years ago when I first started out, like, yeah, I'm ready for this shit. I'm ready. Really, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Shit, because you get out there, man, and you ain't on your shit. You ain't done your homework. You don't know how to read a crowd. You don't know how to control a crowd, or you don't know how to work a crowd. Shit, they gonna fuck you up. One person can say one thing and take you off of your set, and now you fucked up the whole way if you ain't on your game. So you got to be well rounded, man, well versed, battle tested. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have some people coming in and try to outdo you, out talk you. So you got to be ready for any and everything that pops up, and that just comes with time and repetition and just putting time in the game and trial and error. You know, some people get lucky and do it maybe a year, 2 years, and get in the right position on the right spot, but they don't be really ready to have pieces put into place for them where everything already working. They just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? With me, I come up with all my material, I write all my material, come up with all my ideas, so it's a little different for me than somebody that's up there mainstream, got somebody put into place to write for them, specifically just writing stand-up material for them when it ain't working, that stuff ain't working for them, or giving them content material or concepts or ideas. So you got to be really, you got to be an artist of this thing, man. You got to really dissect what you're doing, man, and really come up with new ways to stay new and innovative and creative. If not, you're going to fall by the wayside on the level and the stage that I'm doing it on. Because people come all the time, and people are real fans. They double back. They might come back the whole weekend and see what you're doing. And then if they see you been doing the same thing, they're going to let people know this nigga doing the same thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So you really got to put that work in and really take it serious.
Okay. Big shout out to A&S Mom 001. She has joined the live. The real Elijah Watkins has joined the live. Big shout out to Elijah. Gregory B, aka Gregory Barabino, has joined the live. Hussein Allah 3, thank you for joining the party. Let me get over here to Facebook. Randy Socia. Big shout out to Brother Randy. Thank you for joining the live. Trey Coleon and Brother Shaw have joined the live. Brother Shaw says, how do you feel about people writing jokes for comedians? JB?
Oh, man, I don't see no problem with it, man. That's what some people do. That's how some people get their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. You know, some people are good, great writers. Some people can't get on this stage. So it'd be a strength or weakness. Some people are great performers, but can't come up with formulas to captivate the crowd. So that's when the writers come in for that specific reason. I've seen some comedians, you know what I'm saying, trying to do your own content. But sometimes it's the gift and the curse. You might have some motherfucking cricket ass motherfuckers out there trying to take advantage of you. So that's when that paperwork and stuff come in. But I don't see a problem with writers.
Okay, so Shaw also wants to know with the follow-up question, have you or will you write for other comedians?
If the opportunity presents itself and the money right, because shit, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, the opportunity presented itself for me to really go out there and do something like that, and it was very beneficial for the both of us. I would consider doing it, but just me just being eager, just talking about just going to write for one, I ain't doing it. Cause shit, these motherfuckers, a lot of them can't even write for themselves. So I got the ups on a lot of them.
Okay. And while I got y'all here, you know, this is a great opportunity for me to run this particular ad. If in fact you get some time, take some time. For everyone that has joined the live and those who will follow this video minute by minute, second by second when you get the time later on, make sure you join Jarrell Braswell at www.jbcomedy.com.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, Comedian JB, the real J Braswell, Comedian J Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com.
That is jbcomedy.com. JB.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. You know, it's 5:54. And before, because we've had the discussion, you know what I'm saying? We unboxed a lot of stuff. We talked about a couple of things, but I still have some rapid fire questions that I want to ask you. You cool?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So we're gonna go into this rapid fire session. Everyone, if you have some questions, comments, or concerns, shoot it to me in the DM, the instant messenger, DM, IM, email, carrier pigeon, however you need to get it to me, get it to me. All right.
Motion.
Is today's hip hop evolving or declining?
Shit, declining. That shit falling off.
Okay, it's falling off.
Yeah.
Are we overproducing music and underdeveloping artists, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think we are overproducing, underdeveloping. A lot of motherfuckers out here, like I said, just trying to get a quick dollar. Don't give a damn about no talent, man. They going on what's trending, what people catching on to, or what people call whatever at the time.
Does the algorithm control the culture more than the streets do now?
Ooh, that's probably about 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, the streets always gonna have an effect on whatever. Cause shit, the streets make the algorithm. If that makes sense.
It does. It does 100%. Can you reject the street life but still profit from the street narratives?
No, cause shit, you can't reject the street life and profit from it. Cause that means you got to be in them. You got to be in them some type of way. I ain't never seen a drug dealer not do nothing and shit unless he just a cartel kingpin or something and not have to go do something. You know what I'm saying? So you got to either be in or out.
Okay, and I'm talking about it as it relates to the industry, as it relates to the music
industry.
The industry.
Oh no,
yeah.
Man,
Can you reject the street life but still profit from the street narratives as an artist? You know what I mean? You have a lot of Milli Vanillis out there, and I'm not knocking Milli Vanilli because they have a lot of present day Milli Vanillis. Yeah. I'm saying that you have a lot of pretenders out there that rap about the street narrative, but really weren't a part of or are not a part of the streets.
No, they ain't gonna never go hand in hand. Niggas that know him know this whole fuck nigga ain't really about their life. He just out here doing this bullshit like a lot of these rappers. So that shit ain't gonna never work. That like with sports and niggas talking about they thugs. You either gotta be doing that shit full time or one or other full time. You can't straddle the fence with this shit.
Okay. Bars or vibes? What really wins in today's industry? Is it the vibe or is the lyrics? Is it the bars?
I'm gonna have to say the bar. I'm gonna have to say the vibe because niggas ain't talking about that. Niggas ain't talking about loop.
So today's music is more of a vibe than individuals with lyrics and some kind of intellectual acumen.
Yep. Ain't no substance. Ain't no substance in it. Ain't no substance.
Okay. Is most of today's rap talent or just marketing?
Marketing. That's marketing all day.
So those two elements don't run hand in hand, you don't believe?
Was it talent and marketing?
Yeah, the talent and the marketing, because you could be talented, you could be.
You got a lot of niggas ain't got no talent, but they very marketable. You know what I'm saying? Just their face, just your smile, just look. You know what I'm saying? Shit, niggas ain't worth a damn, Shit, you know what I'm saying? A nice face will make anything sell. You know what I'm saying? A poster child make anything sell. That like a motherfucker got doing a cigarette commercial. They look good, they handsome and shit, but nigga
don't. You fell out on me, JB.
Feel, but the person doing the commercial don't even smoke cigarettes.
Right. I think you just took a little slick jab at me, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I do realize that I do have a face for radio. I understand that, JB. You you don't have to sit there and put me on blast, but it's okay.
Shit.
Moving right along, sir. Yes, indeed. Did streaming make artists lazy?
I say yes and no. It made some artists turn up. For the ones that couldn't afford to be seen, you know what I'm saying, or can't be certain places, shit, it turns some of them up. It makes some of them lazy. For the ones that had the head start on the ones before, it can make or break you. So it makes some lazy, but it also turns some of them up. I said, shit, I remember, man, when this shit first came out, and I have all the capabilities of doing it, but I did what I could. But when I got my shit up to get right, I ain't look back. So it can make you lazy or it can turn you up.
Okay. Are record labels, and there aren't many of them that are out there, whether it be mainstream label or even smaller labels, are labels pushing image over integrity?
Oh yeah, most definitely pushing image, man. Shit, it's all about making the money. The more better
Okay.
the artist look, the more money they gonna bring in. And then a lot of these artists
Mhm.
gonna be on their business side of what's going on, so they getting their ass molly up, they getting wrung out. So shit, it's all about the image. The more you go out here and do this shit, the more we gonna make. The harder you got to work.
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
ain't on your
So,
if you ain't on your business.
so last but not least, in the climate of what we're dealing with, and we can see it, so if the streets, quote unquote, are dead, who's really running the culture now?
The people that didn't gave it away to, whether it be the industry, certain hidden figures with the music execs, the A&Rs, the people they didn't gain control to, like they just handed it over. So
Mm-hmm.
until they take it back and claim it, shit, it's always gonna be like it's gonna be. It's gonna forever be like it's gonna be until the rightful people come back and take back how music supposed to be. I remember,
Mm-hmm.
man, certain point in time, you listen to songs, man, songs will goddamn change the way you felt. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing now, but they don't do it the same way. You hear this bullshit on the radio now, you be like, God damn, this bullshit again? And then everybody sound the same from R&B to rap. Auto
Right.
tune, all that shit, then all the female, give you 1,000 chances. All of us sound the same. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who is who? You don't even know who is who.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Back back in the day, goddamn, you know who was who. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit. So I tell
Right.
people, man, shit. People just gotta get back to the roots, man. Being real,
Mm-hmm.
being authentic, caring and shit like that. And a lot of things will
Mm-hmm.
come back.
Okay. Let's shift right quick. I want to
Okay.
shift right quick in terms of what we're talking about. But it still has something to do with the culture. It still has something to do with hot topics that we debate about amongst ourselves, or even something that you might ask in your mind mentally. Where do I stand with this? Um, and I guess it's the goat debate, right? Um, the greatest of all times in the space of basketball. And of course, folks of my generation and my age bracket have different ideas of who the GOAT is. They've dubbed Michael Jordan the GOAT,
Yeah,
rightfully so.
understand that too, but it's
Rightfully
different
so.
categories and degrees too.
Right.
When I say something about the GOAT, I'm considering what somebody has done, not just sports wise. I'm looking at what you've
Mm-hmm.
done to serve humanity, man. Have you made an impact on humanity?
Mm-hmm.
Would you give it all up and then gain it all back? So ain't but one GOAT to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't Michael Jordan or LeBron. You know,
Right.
my
Right.
GOAT Muhammad Ali. He the real people
Right.
champ. He gave
Mm-hmm.
all this shit up, man, for his people.
Yeah.
And he stood in what he believed in. I ain't seen none of these niggas go give up nothing. Tell these motherfuckers that people glorify to kiss their ass and none of that shit. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, don't none of that shit really matter for real. Like nigga, what have you done for
Okay.
the world, for the people? That's what
Mm-hmm.
really the goat is to me. You know what I'm saying? End
Right.
of the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I understand that. I respect that 100%, 1000%. But like I said in the pretext, I'm making reference to basketball.
Basketball,
You
yeah,
know,
but with
in the
LeBron
world
and
of
Jordan,
basketball,
them two different basketball eras. You know, I tell people all the time,
right?
Michael Jordan to go to
Mhm.
his era, and LeBron is to go to his era, and shit, they both goats. I can't goddamn put no cap on the shit that they both done because they both done some great things within that time of playing
Right,
basketball, and that's the game
right,
of basketball has evolved. So has the evolution of players' abilities and the way people play and the way players play. You know, of course, Jordan probably wouldn't be able to come play. Well, he probably would be able to come play in today's league because the shit's soft. Everything is about
mhm,
vanity and pageantry. Niggas giving a damn
mhm,
about tattoos and all this shit. Niggas don't really give a fuck about winning and playing ball. They give a fuck
mhm,
about money in the holes. You got a few players that's dedicated, you know what I'm saying, and focused, but shit, they clawing for a chance to just stay in the league, you know what I'm saying, or just to be
mhm,
seen. So it's
mhm.
different, you know, but
Right,
they're different things you gotta look at. Shit, when Michael Jordan was playing, man, he had a lot of great people that played basketball. He just happened to dominate them at this time during that time. And the same thing with LeBron James. So
mhm,
it's two different time eras. You can't take nothing from them. Shit,
right,
Jordan played in a shorter time span and got more championships. Shit, does that make him better than LeBron? Yes and no to
mhm,
me. But shit,
mhm,
LeBron just played longer than Jordan. Does it make him better than Jordan to me? Yes and no. So all that shit got gray areas, depending how you look at it. Then people gotta really look at this thing and not be damn one sided. They gotta be biased. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
mhm.
really think about this shit. You can't say LeBron the GOAT and you can't stand Michael Jordan because you ain't trying to hear that shit no way.
Right. And Shaw just mentioned something, and while you were talking about what you were talking about, I just in my mind I was thinking the same name, Bill Russell,
Mhm.
one of the greatest to ever do it.
Exactly.
So when we talk about the greats, because that's kind of my point.
Exactly.
Um, so who
Different
might
time.
be great to you? You know, the way I stand, the way I'm looking at it, you know, whether you won championships or not, it might be
Exactly.
different for me, you know,
Exactly.
because there are a lot of players that man I hold in high regard and high esteem.
Oh yeah.
Have an opportunity to watch them play professional basketball.
It's just like Tracy McGrady. That's
From
one of my favorite players, Penny Hardaway. You
Oh
know,
yeah, Penny
them niggas
Hardaway.
goats. You know, so all them jokers, man. You got damn shit. Who else you got? You got Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That nigga a goat. You
Oh
got a
yeah,
lot of
Vince
players.
Carter, a dog.
You got a lot of them,
Allen
bro.
Iverson.
AI.
Vernon Maxwell.
Yep.
You know,
Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
uh,
A lot of motherfuckers laugh at me, but what's that boy name? The Butler boy, Tough Juice, Kareem Butler. He was tough
yeah,
for
yeah,
the Knicks. Kareem
right,
Butler, man, that nigga was a baller. Shit, you got a lot
yeah,
of them, bro. Sean
yeah.
Kemp, Gary Payton, it's a lot of them played.
Oh
Larry
yeah, oh
Johnson,
yeah.
a
That's
lot of
right.
them,
That's
bro.
right.
They don't get they
That's right.
just do. You know, they
Shaquille O'Neal, of
Shaq.
course. You know,
They get shit.
um,
Shaq from start to finish. A lot of them get forgot
yeah,
about, bro.
that's
Uh,
right. And some
it's
that have
crazy.
actually been eight ball out of the organization, like my brother Mahmoud Rauf,
Mm-hmm.
here from Mississippi, was one of the coldest in the game and put the 3-point shot really on the map. He was one of the most prolific shooters before that element of Steph Curry came into play. Steph is another
Exactly. Yeah.
great player.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Um, the general, you know what I mean? Not the general, the
Yeah.
admiral.
Chris Paul,
Um,
David Robinson, most definitely.
David Robinson, you know what I mean? And
Tim Duncan, shit.
his understudy, I forget the kid's name. He was over there in with the Spurs. Oh man, what's that guy's
Tony
name?
Parker.
Not Tony, not Tony Parker, the big that came underneath the admiral. Um, I can't think his name, but he was a great big man, you know. So I could give you a laundry list of individuals. Stanley Roberts
Oh yeah.
came out of LSU before Shaq and played
Oh
a
yeah.
little ball,
Oh yeah.
man. Just individuals that I know, and Stanley had a very short run in the league, but he was still a dominant big man, and actually had a great run when he was there. But when it comes to the statistics and the numbers, and if that's how you're going to evaluate it, and you did say you're on the court as well as you're off the court. Michael Jordan, of course, has done a lot of community service, built schools, and he's doing a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't know about, and has been exposed as of late.
That's a black history fact for him, because they be forgetting Michael Jordan. A lot of people don't know when he came back out of retirement and played for the Wizards. All that money he earned, he gave that shit back to DC.
That's right.
He ain't keeping that bread. He gave all that shit back.
Right. That's right. And so LeBron, of course, is building the charter schools and doing different things community service wide. So a lot of these guys, you know, of course, unless you're in the mix with them, you have no real idea of what it is they do, you know, in their personal lives. But when it relates to basketball and the statistics, of course, because LeBron has been in the game so long, his stats, of course, will be overwhelming because he's had more opportunities at the basket.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, if you're on the court every game, every season for 20 seasons, of course your statistics are going to sit there and outreach anyone else's because you had more time to participate in putting that ball in the hole and doing all of the other things to pad the stat sheets and whatever the case may be.
But they say he ain't up. They say he ain't up for no awards for this year because he ain't played enough games. So I'm like, goddamn.
Yeah, he played enough games, and of course, you know, it's age. It catches up. It catches up with all of us. You know, you can't get around it. You know, what I'm saying load management is real. I mean, I had to take a break. You know, so that's how we're how it looks with LeBron's situation, man. But when it comes to, you know, that talk, that conversation, Kobe Bryant is definitely one of those.
They can't leave that nigga out. He top 5.
No, you can't. Yeah, that's right. You can't leave these guys out.
Leave him out,
so they have so many different talented individuals that are in the league, and if you've made it pro, I mean, whether you playing pro overseas or you playing pro here in the States,
that shit ain't easy, man.
It's not. It is not. People think it's just a walk in the park because if
that
it was,
not easy, man.
Everybody would be doing it.
Yep. Just like everybody trying to do this podcast and shit, they see this shit ain't easy, man. You got to work.
No. Yes, it takes work. It takes a lot of work. But outside of that, you know, as long as you understand that it's really about respecting other people's space, respecting their mind, you know, when it comes to what people believe in, and really just minding your own business.
Yeah, for real, because niggas get talking about that shit be crazy. They get talking about LeBron James and shit. They be bringing that shit to me, man. I don't be wanting to hear that shit. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about no LeBron. To be honest, man, LeBron don't know me or you, nigga, and you worried about it. Why you don't know your goddamn kids stats like that? Why you don't know about your kids like you know about LeBron? Tell me some shit about your children that you know about LeBron. I get sick of it, because white folks ain't arguing about Pistol Pete and Larry Bird and all them motherfuckers. All of them great. Hell, you know, they ain't arguing about that shit. Niggas the only one talking about some LeBron and Jordan, man. I get sick of that shit.
Yes, indeed.
I get sick
as
of it.
You should, as you should. Because
the
debate is a null debate. It's a null debate.
It's like a trick question. Like who the greatest nigga? What time? Jordan played in a whole different era of basketball. LeBron played in a whole other one. It ain't no comparing. Jordan did this thing when he played. LeBron doing this thing while he playing. Shit, it's gonna be the next nigga up. Who next? That's gonna be next. Who else dick y'all finna be on? These niggas love LeBron.
And to pigtail off of one thing that you said a little bit earlier, as it relates to the greatest of all time in Muhammad Ali. In Muhammad Ali, yes, he and a lot of the youngsters that may hear this at one point in time, Ali did give up everything. He was at the top of his game, champion, the people's champion, and he was basically forced to,
The first
to submit
Kaepernick type
himself to the
shit.
draft.
Yeah, some
You know what I'm
Kaepernick
saying, to
type
go
shit.
fight during the Vietnam War, and he refused to do so. He said that there's nothing that the Viet Cong has ever done to him. So, why would he put himself in a situation where he would go to war for a country that doesn't give a damn about him? And so they stripped him of everything, threw him in jail, and he had to fight for his freedom, and then once he was released, because it was some bullshit, he got back into the business of boxing and again reclaimed his greatness as one of the best to ever do it. And that story in itself is one that people have to go follow and pay attention to understand why Braswell is making the statement in reference to, have you lost it all? And within your fight to come back, gained it all back once again.
That's the crazy part about it. The people
nothing that anyone has put on you to try to destroy you can be taken away from you when God shows you favor.
The people loved, and then they turned it back on them, man. So I feel them on that. Cause I was in that situation to have it all in the motherfucker that you're working for, doing this shit for, try to make you expendable. Shit, man, that shit'll break you down, but you gotta be strong and big yourself up. She gotta find strength. You don't know how to find strength sometimes. That's why I tell people, man, I'm here for a reason, man. Motherfuckers try to get to me and they wonder why I can just smile at them and keep going. Cause I know me. Like, nigga, shit, you can't hurt me, nigga. And these folks try to goddamn put me away, nigga. And ain't nothing you can do.
Right.
And then a lot of times niggas be on that bullshit because they be intimidated, knowing that I'm the GOAT and what I'm doing because I'm in my own lane. I ain't got to get out my own way. I'm doing it like I want to do it. I ain't hating on nobody. I said before I goddamn hurt you, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
Shit. Then if I can't help you, I'm gonna get out your way because I don't want to hurt you.
Right. Okay. Yes, indeed. So before we get out of here, JB, before we come off this live, is there anything that you need to talk to the community about? Anything you need to let them know about how to reach out to JB, how to touch base with JB? Because it's going on 17 after 6. We normally keep it going for about an hour.
Man, y'all can Google me, Jarrell Braswell. Go on the website, www.jbcomedy.com. You can see everything you need to know from skits, content, show dates, tour dates. Got more on the way coming. More stand-up, finna implement that up there. There's a little few clips up there every now and again for y'all to see. The animations, of course. Just stay tuned, man. Y'all go tap into the website, though. Everybody that's been tapping in on my YouTube, got a few more subscribers in today. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep it going. I'm one step closer to getting where I need to go on that monetization with their YouTube and really putting content out there. So let's just keep everything going, and we're going to keep everything going.
That's what's happening. And before we get out of this thing, for all of you individuals that are artists and you want to have your opportunity with a guest spot here on Industry Talk on the Primetime Network, and want to sit there and chop it up and talk a little bit about what you have going on and get your message out to the masses, this for you. Are you an independent artist looking for real exposure and an honest discussion about your music and your brand? If this is you, and if that's the case, I am currently accepting submissions for my Friday Artist Spotlight segment on Industry Talk, where I highlight rising independent artists, discuss your journey, along with putting your work in front of a growing audience of content creators, executives, and tastemakers. To submit your information, follow the content submission link in my bio on Instagram, or follow the link in the description on Facebook. So this is about real artists, real stories, and real opportunities. If you're working, building, and you're serious about your craft, I definitely want to hear, and as always, beautiful people, this is about health, wealth, and wisdom. Stay there. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Jay Braswell, comedian Jay Braswell. You can follow Jarrell Braswell at www.jbcomedy.com. JB,
yes, sir.
You see it. You can follow him on IG and all social media platforms. We about to close this thing out, man. And I appreciate you. Today it's Thursday. We're gonna jump back on this thing tomorrow. We'll be back at it Friday. We have our artist segment tomorrow. I'm trying to see who's it's up for debate because I had two different artists that hit me up, and I'm going to see who's really wanting to get on this thing tomorrow. I might even bring both of them on, but we'll see. They had sent me an image so I can actually use to create a graphic. I don't go to people's IG or their Facebook.
Gotcha.
No, I do not. That is not my job, or it's not what I'm supposed to do because that's yours. I want to have something original. I want to have something new, something fresh that we could help promote you with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want some old picture that everybody's already seen on social media. So if in fact you guys are listening and you want to get on that segment with us tomorrow on the artist segment, make sure you get me information, your content, fill out the content release form, because I will not play your music or your videos across my platform without your consent. It's just that simple. You know. But other than that, man, JB, it's been fun. It's been another great episode of Industry Talk. And speaking of how often we do our thing, let me give them this before we get up out of here. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it. Motion. Yes, indeed. JB.
Yes, sir.
We about to get up off this thing, man. I appreciate you. Y'all know with me, man. Y'all always know with me. It's about health, wealth,
wellness.
And wellness.
Stay dangerous.
Y'all know what it is, man. Stay dangerous.